Hey YouTube, Blockhead here. It's been a while since my last video. I was going to make a new video at the beginning of August, but something happened that changed my mind. And that is the August 8th release of this Medium article and announcement from DBET about the rebrand and evolution of the platform. So right as I was about to make a video, a big change came down, and so I had to wait a bit to make sure that everyone was fully aware of this. Now, what does this decent.bet 2.0 rebrand all about? Well, if you read this article here, there's a lot of information going on. But the bottom line is they're going to have a situation where, let's just cut to the very end here. They're taking the Be the House concept and adding more to it. You can still be the house, but now you're not going to lock up your tokens for 3 months for a specific time period. And you're not going to lock up in a house pool. You can back specific games. You can back as many games as you want to. You can spread out your risk. You can build your own house if you so choose as a developer. And they're going to create a gaming ecosystem and have a design library for those that want to build within the DBET platform. Now, many people just want to lock up their tokens in the house and make profits from the house edge, and you can still do that. You just have to specify which games you want to back and for how long. You can back for a day, you can back for a year. You're no longer constrained by the 3-month timeline, which is very interesting. I kind of like that. So I'll talk about why they've done this in a bit, but just know that this really is expanding on the abilities of what their original model is. And right here, is it regulatory compliant? Yes, it is. And that's one of the main reasons they've done this. So moving on, they're now having a slogan contest. So "Our house is your house" was the original slogan, which I liked. But I think they are trying to move away from it based on this new model. Now, it kind of still applies, but they're trying to get away from everybody's the house all in one big pool. So if you want to win up to 20,000 DBETs, that's the winner right there, you have until the 1st of October to submit a slogan for the new DBET slogan. And that's just as simple as putting your name, your email address, and then your slogan suggestion right there. I've already put in at least 6 or 8 slogans, so you're not limited to one. So best of luck. I know there's over 700 entries already. Oh, and as of August 9th, one day after this rebrand, DBET got listed on LA Token. And I've not used LA Token before. I can't speak to it, but it's always a good thing having more liquidity, more options, more exchanges. And this is one of the larger, I think it's larger than Cryptopia, which was one of the old exchanges DBET was on. So definitely a step in the right direction there. Now, as of the 16th of August, there's a new website with the 2.0 rebrand. And if you haven't seen this website yet, you should definitely go check it out. The first thing you need to do is watch this 2-minute video because the production value on that is amazing. And it gives some good information there on what's going on. And as you can see, right here it says Gaming Platform Q4 of 2018. So everyone's asking, oh, when's mainnet? When is the launch of the casino? Well, we now have our answer according to the new website right there, Gaming Platform Q4. So anytime in October, November, December, one of those months, it's going to go live. And we've already swapped from Ethereum to VET to the VeChain Thor. And when I say we've swapped already, I mean we would be live already on the Ethereum blockchain. The only reason for the delay was because of the upgrade to VeChain. So sometime in Q4 that will happen. And if you want more details about this rebrand, I recommend watching this video here, 7 minutes, about CEO and founder Jedediah Taylor discussing the DBET 2.0 rebrand just for further data information. Now, after the rebrand, there were a lot of questions on Telegram as far as what's going on, why is this happening? And so I put 10 things together that I thought were of note. And I'll just talk about those 10 things right now. So number one, and this is all from somewhere on Telegram in the last couple weeks, the ERC20 Ethereum to VET token swap will occur within the DBET wallet, said Chris Hensley on the team. And that's good news because if you have your DBETs in the wallet, then it's going to be a very simple swap and it won't be complicated for the average user. Number two, DBET's no longer considered a security by the Malta Financial Services Authority or the Malta Gaming Authority, as well as the outside legal counsel. By not being a security, it opens up more exchange possibilities, but more importantly, it also opens the doors on the gaming regulatory side and will assist in eventually obtaining a Malta gaming license, among other jurisdictions. The sticking point that the financial authority and gaming authorities had was a group backing or a pooling of the house funds. That was the first problem. And the timed lockup, the 3-month lockup, the quarterly lockup, both of which are solved in the new 2.0 DBET model. Now, as DeBetter and Sean elaborating on Jed's earlier points, he summarized that really well. So, what does this mean? It means that this goes back to the reasoning for the rebrand, is exchanges, lawyers, and gaming jurisdictions were looking at DBET as a security because of the pooling funds and because of the quarterly lockup. So to change that, each individual investor will get to decide, do I want to look up for an hour, a day, a month, a year? And by not pooling funds, so I as an investor can back 1 slot machine, 10 slot machines, blackjack tables, I get to choose. So that makes it not a security. And that's going to help because now we can have more jurisdictions, get more gaming licenses, have a larger community and pool of players to come onto the DBET platform, which is what you need, obviously, for mass adoption. So it was a necessary thing, and they're going to support developers making their own stuff as well. So it's going to add on to the original model. Number three, there have been many new hires that have happened in the past couple months, which has grown our development team to 10 developers. That's Jedediah Taylor. He said that. So 10 developers is great news. Oftentimes, a crypto project will have 15 or 20 employees, and only 1 or 2 of those guys are developers. The rest are guys marketing or website development or what have you. But having 10 developers on the team is definitely positive. Number 4, founder shares cannot back any game within the platform. The majority of the founder shares are held by the leadership team, which are the closest to the heartbeat of the organization, the future of DBET. So a lot of people were nervous, like the founder shares are going to lock up in the house and basically get most of the profits. And well, first off, the founder shares aren't that large. But second, this is good news from an investor perspective, because if you are the one who wants to make money as an investor, you'll know you're not competing with the founders. They're not going to sell their coins at cheap. So those guys are only going to sell once we've hit higher prices and the platform is a success. So that's not going to be one of the negative things to happen early on, and like you see as so many other cryptos, is the founders selling all their shares once they're liquid. Number 5, we will have rewards programs for people locking up tokens, and the more you lock up, the more you get, kind of thing, just like traditional node levels. Again, Jedediah Taylor said this in Telegram. So again, that's just good news for anybody that wants to acquire as much as possible DBET tokens. And if you have 50,000, 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, however many you have, the more you have, the higher percentile you have for profit margin and profits in general. Number 6, the staking will be an algorithm where the staking amount required has the proper ratio to the max bet and max win, so people don't get crushed with one spin and have an extended period of time bankroll available to play the odds to the best of the bankroll's ability. Jedediah. Now, what he's talking about here is you don't want to go broke as a bank, obviously. So they're going to have algorithms where if you're only staking with, let's say, 10,000 DBETs, you can't allow one person to come in and bet 1,000 DBETs per spin and bust you out in 10 minutes or something if they have a really lucky run. So the max amount you can stake, there'll be algorithms where you can't have max bets or max wins above what you can handle. so that you won't get taken out as an investor. And that's just smart, because what you don't want is investors with 10,000 DBETs all of a sudden losing their role in a week to one lucky gambler. Okay, number 7, it's important for everyone to understand the direction of DBET 2.0. Countless hours have gone into the brainstorming on how we can raise the ceiling on the DBET platform. There'll be more information coming out soon, Kurt Connolly. And this ties into the next one. Things like odds, percentages of rewards, how you potentially can back one or multiple games, how to create games, smart contracts, amount of DBETs one can use per game, hypothetical situations, calculations, the math behind it all, oracles and their roles, etc. will be detailed in the updated version of the white paper, which we've been told is being released in early or sometime in September. And that was Sven on Telegram. So those two statements let us know that while they didn't give all the details of how this is all going to work in the rebrand or in the videos, the new white paper will be released sometime next month and detail all this information, that all the questions that we have as far as, okay, how's this going to work exactly? Number 9, Jedediah. We are hyper focused on getting mainnet slots released right now, but shortly after, the sportsbook release would likely be next. Again, slot machines account for more revenue than all other games combined. And it's easy to forget that sometimes, especially as a player that, is not big into slots like myself, because they're just not as fun for me, but they generate the most revenue. So from an investor perspective, obviously that's good for us. So again, that will be the focus first, and then probably the sports book and maybe games thereafter. So he didn't specify in that. And lastly, the DBET 2.0 rebrand will not simply be do-it-yourself for the house investors, as we will be looking to drive as much mass adoption of the platform and delivering users to all of you, the house investors, as we possibly can, which will help everyone get action. We will always look to simplify things more and more. This is a revolutionary concept built on revolutionary blockchain technology. So there will be some tweaking required, and we will be simplifying the house lookup or the casino backing as much as we can. I promise you that. And so what he's saying here is people were concerned about the fact that it's going to be too complicated. I wanted to just lock up my shares and hit a button and do nothing. And now I won't be able to do that. But they're going to make it as easy as possible. And I mean, yeah, you're going to have to click around a few times and say, okay, I want to back a slot with this percentage return to player, with this percentage of my DBETs, 10% to here and 10% to blackjack, or 10% on this sports book, or 100% on one slot machine, or so you get to customize it. But it's not going to be so difficult that your average person who knows how to use the internet and is familiar with crypto can't handle it. So have some confidence in yourselves. I'm sure there'll be explainer videos, how-tos, and of course the Telegram community is always there to answer questions. So anybody who's scared of, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this, it'll be too complicated, Jedediah said he promises it will be as simple as possible for your average investor. So that is the rebrand highlights. I encourage you again to watch those 2 videos, the first one on the website and the second one with Jedediah Taylor, 7 minutes long, explaining the rebrand. And again, as always, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe.